Hi everyone, and welcome back to Waterhouse Forde. First of all, I hope that you've all had a wonderful Christmas. Hope that you all have a wonderful 2022. Look, I think 2021 has been an interesting year. I think it's not been a great year for many people. Obviously, lots of nonsense going on still in the world, in particular with COVID and everything that is challenging us with, here in the UK, and I think in quite a few places around the world there's been various shortages of all manner of things as well, and obviously that hasn't helped. Look, I think let's hope 2022 that we get our stuff together and we manage to sort things out. Kind of hopeful, of course, that there will be some sort of getting on top of COVID at some point. People talk about potentially that it basically just becomes like the flu to us. Wouldn't it be great if actually we found a solution to flus and colds? Wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, enough about that. So look, today the main thing really was to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I've got a very, very small job that we need to do today. In our last video, we stripped the steering box, and as part of that, we removed the gear lever as well. And I mentioned very, very briefly in there that can be stripped down further. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically dismantle that gear lever assembly, let's call it. In particular, because looking inside there, it definitely needs a bit of a clean. It's not bad. It's there's no corrosion or anything untoward in there, and I don't think that the ball is pitted or damaged in any way. It just looks like a little bit of dried on grease, from essentially old age. So, well, not old age, but from being there for a while. So, so I thought, this is probably not going to take more than 5 or 10 minutes, I would think. So I thought we'd quickly just strip that. I can show you, it's really easy. There's only one little piece where you have to file a rivet off. We'll quickly do that and get the whole thing dismantled. But anyway, I thought you'd all enjoy that, and that just gave me an opportunity to not only to wish you all, but really just to put something out there for all of you during these quieter days, shall we call it, at this time of year. So hopefully you'll enjoy it and follow along. Okay, so we're over at the vise here, and this is the gear lever, as you can see. This is we literally just took the bolts out and had a quick look in there. Hopefully the camera will pick this up, but there is a little bit of dirt in there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to work out where. There we go. So I thought we would dismantle this. Now there's basically two things we need to do. This is a captive ring here that's holding the spring in, and then here on this side we've got a rivet, which we're just going to file one end off and pop that out, and then obviously we'll have to make a new one when we put it all back together. But I thought we'd start this side because I think this is going to be the easiest. I don't really want to clamp that because that's just a tin cup on the bottom. In theory, this should just pop out. We push the spring down, and we've got to go all the way down, and then there's a flat edge. Okay, I thought there was a flat edge. Okay, I think we're going to need a little screwdriver there. I'm just going to lever, basically you just want to lever that. This is a captive washer. And of course we need to make sure that the spring doesn't go flying off. That's one of our main objectives here. There we go. Okay. Now one of these I've done before actually had it had two flat faces on the shaft that allowed you to slide it off. This one doesn't seem to have it, which is interesting. Okay, so that allows you to get the spring off, but it doesn't basically allow you to take the rest of this apart, because this is now held in with this rivet. So what we're going to do is try and hold this somehow in the vise, and just file that rivet off, just gently with a file. Obviously a metal file. Now if you are able to push the rivet up a bit, it helps so that you don't damage the shaft. It doesn't seem to want to do it, but the other way to do this would be to put a pop mark in there if you can find the center and drill the top off, but this one seems to me to be deformed a bit, so I've chosen to file it rather. Thinking we might be able to pop that out now. Now what you want is basically your finest punch, as in smallest, and we want to support this on the jaws of the vase, but not clamp it, because again that'll damage it. And we want to try to knock that pin out. This these punches I bought, they're really soft. Don't know if this one's gonna do the job, but let's see. Might need to file a bit more. We may have to drill this now, because we're starting to hit the surface of the cup. So that is no good. You don't want to do that. So in order to drill it, what we first need to do is make a pock mark there, so that it's kind of where we estimate the middle to be, just to guide the drill in. Actually, that's started sending it through, so we'll get a better punch, I think. So yeah, that other punch was definitely not very hard at all, and it was basically just deforming. So hopefully this one. There we go. Okay, what I've got now is it's basically a concrete nail, which is essentially reinforced or strengthened. You got to be really careful hitting these things, because they're obviously, because it's hardened steel, it does spark and it does shatter. So you do want to go gentle with it. But it does the job. Okay, so now we should be able to remove this cup. Obviously it's a little bit stuck on there, we've got a bit of paint and stuff on there, so it may not come easily. but we'll see what we can do. There we go. There we are. So you can see the dirt in there now, and that's what we're after basically, is to get all that cleaned out. Now, before we can get that off, on the other side we've obviously got the ball. Now, this one you can see there was a pin in there that seems to be missing, or a screw or something. So I'm hoping that this is going to twist off. Again, probably going to need a little bit of encouragement, but I'm hoping that we can turn this off. Okay, now what I've got is just a little piece of rubber. I just cut off an inner tube, an old inner tube that I have lying around. And I'm just putting that on in order to, I might need a slightly bigger piece, but I just want to put that on there basically to protect that ball. I might see if I can get a replacement ball anyway, but or possibly make one, to be honest. Okay. Now whatever you do, do not be tempted to try and hold this by this pin at the end here. It's got a lovely flat face which seems like a great way of holding it. Also, this bend would give you a great purchase in the vase, but I've seen so many of these broken and then have to be brazed to be to back together again. They just are not, it's just not a good idea. So just persevere. We seem to have some movement there now, which is good. I might have to put a bit of heat on this, but I'm hoping there we go. Just a bit of backwards and forwards. Get a bit of oil in there now. Okay, that's loosened up nicely, but it's not a thread. It's not coming off. So obviously it needs to come off this way. So we'll just keep. We're starting to come. There we go. So now putting that rubber on means sadly it's still the jaws have actually cut through that but it wasn't strong enough. A piece of leather would have been better, But look, this is, you can see it's terribly pitted from being out in all the weather. So I'm probably going to land up making a new one or polishing this one, or possibly even just buying one if they're available. Try and get a nice gear knob for this. But we can see there is where obviously there used to be a pin in holding that in, and it's obviously gotten broken off at some point, and hence, well, and then maybe somebody even tried to just glue it in, I'm not sure, but we'll try and sort that out as well. Right, so now we've got that off, what that means is this cup should now come all the way off. We can get that nicely cleaned up. Now we've got as you can see, another pin in there, and there's the other side of it there, and that's holding this on here. And in theory, if we can get that out, then this whole thing should slide out. So let's try getting that out. Right. Now hopefully this pin won't be that tight. There we go. There we go. So there's the pin. And so now, hopefully this will come out. There we go. So again, you can see the years of crud on there. We'll just get that all tidied up and put back, essentially. And inside the cup, we can see lots of dirt, grit, soil, you name it. It's all in there. But I'm hoping that the actual cup itself isn't too bad. It doesn't look too bad. Obviously there's a lot of dirt in there still, but we'll get that cleaned up and nicely polished, and that hopefully that will help it to work much better. Get this all cleaned up and we'll be in good shape. Okay. Everyone, thanks again for watching. Again, hope you have a lovely festive week, and Happy New Year for next week, and we'll see you on the next video. So cheers for now.